I just have. I've lost my motivation. I've been in there packing orders all day today and dealing with. Did y'all know a toilet can leak out of the handle? I didn't. I didn't know that. I didn't know that a toilet could leak out of the handle like it loses water. But you know, again, got that fixed today. But I really don't believe TikTok's going to go anywhere. But what I find very, very interesting is that even though the Biden administration came out and said that they're not going to enforce the law, enforce the fines, TikTok has now doubled down. And you know what I think is hilarious is that I have a lot of respect for the TikTok CEO for this. Because even though they came out and said, hey, we're not going to enforce the fines. We're not going to enforce the fines. You're still good to go on Sunday. They said that unless the Biden administration, they said this just a little bit ago, unless the Biden administration comes out and says it in writing, there's some kind of definitive, you know, something in writing that TikTok will go dark on Sunday. I fully believe that something will happen between now and then. But I am going to say this. I want all of you guys to follow me on YouTube. As I mentioned this morning, and I am in the process of downloading my live from this morning to put over here on YouTube. I made a conscious decision this morning after seeing all of the stuff that has come out about Meta. I will no longer be posting to my business pages on Meta or Instagram. I will keep them. They are not going anywhere. They will still be there, but I will no longer post to them. YouTube will be where I'll be posting everything to. You're welcome, YouTube. And I have been in the process of singly downloading all of my content, which I'm only to like fall of 2021 to get it over to YouTube. So hopefully they'll give us a way to download all of our videos if something does happen. But this whole thing, before we get started with these reads, this whole thing has really, really got me irritated as fuck. It has me irritated as fuck. Yeah, beyond irritated. What I find really, really interesting about it is, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. And thank you, Richard. I appreciate that too. I will make sure to let all of the pastors in your church know how much you support me on YouTube. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. One of the things I find very, very interesting is that so much has come out in the last, I'm going to say 4 or 5 days about Meta, about just all of the things. Let's just say that all of the things. I cannot wait to see what whistleblowers come out with next. Like, I can't wait. It's fantastic. I can't wait. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Anna. I appreciate the dinosaur. So if you guys do not follow all your favorite creators everywhere, please do so. I probably will not ever post on the Red Book. I did make an account just because we all know that people love to impersonate each other. So I did make an account there, but I probably won't ever post. I really probably won't. So yeah. I'm not leaving. No, I'm not leaving. I really, really do not believe TikTok is going anywhere. I really don't. So, I'm not going to go to any other new apps. I'm not going to do that. And here's why. And all of the old school creators, are kind of in the same boat. So all of these new apps run the exact same risk that TikTok does. If y'all are talking about Lemonade, they are also owned by ByteDance. If y'all are talking about, there's another one I can't remember, that's also owned by ByteDance. It falls under the same rule. So there's no reason to do that. And to be honest with you, YouTube pays a lot more for views. With the small, I only have about, 19.5 thousand followers on YouTube compared to my almost 600,000 on TikTok. I get paid more on YouTube for views than I do on TikTok. Like that's, so yeah, a lot of old school creators that do this for a living, they're not going to go to these new apps either. So yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying. What's interesting, I love you guys too over there. Thank you. But let's get into these. Yeah. Let's get into these. I have a few of you guys on my list already. I think there are a couple tickets left. Let's see here. Miss Minnie is first. I have not used these cards in, oh my gosh, 2 years? 2 years, in 2 years. But I will say this, I will be getting my schedule out. I will be streaming live on YouTube and TikTok every time I am live because, yeah. You know what's, here's how much I use this deck, okay? I used to use that one a lot. I have never even opened this one. I've never even opened this one. The months of the year and so on. Never even opened that side. It's still in the plastic. All right, Miss Minnie. You got one flipping over right there. The only thing I don't like about these, I love them because I have small hands, so they're easier for me to hold. Excuse that because Doc is just, yeah. All right, Miss Minnie. So, the CEO, for those of you guys that didn't get here at the very beginning of the live, the CEO of TikTok came out a little bit ago. Hey, Kirst, will you go see what he, Kirsten. Nobody listens to me.
And then we're back on.
Hey, first of all, can you grab your things? And second, can you see what? That scared the shit out of me. Can you grab your stuff right there? And then will you see why Doc is being Doc?
I can't fix him. He's just like that, Mom.
Oh, I love you.
I love you.
You're pretty.
I love you.
I want you guys to know that this child and Scarlett had like the most hilarious conversation downstairs earlier. I stayed in my room just to listen. I need to download it and put it on a video for y'all because it was that fucking funny. It was that fucking funny. Yeah, Brett, she's ridiculous. She's ridiculous, yeah. Oh, Damien, thank you. I so appreciate you wanting to make sure that you got on my radar by being hateful to my daughter. Nothing would please me more than you losing all of your fingernails and toenails and everybody believing you're a leper so they don't ever want to speak to you again. Nothing would please me more than every time you go to speak to somebody, snot rolls out of your face. Nothing would please me more than you always having some dog shit on your shoe so everybody thinks that you just smell. It's so great. Thank you. All right, Miss Minnie, are we ready? So you have the fair woman, you have the bear, you have the eagle, you have the archway, and you have the harp. Like, it just cracks me up. It just cracks me up. All right. So this talks about something going on in your life right now. So when this card pops up, this is almost like a decline in a relationship with some woman that has very light colored hair. I would assume this is probably at work. So gray, white, blonde, very pale red, etc. That kind of pale hair. Whatever this relationship is with her, I don't think that it's hostile. I don't think that it's bad. but you do need to cut ties with her. The reason I say that is because your next card is the bear, and this card signals something dangerous that's popping up, especially with money. Especially with money. What happened? Especially with money. Whoever this lady is, and I am sure that this is probably somebody that, we'll talk about the TikTok CEO in just a second. Somebody that they're fucking with you on purpose. And a lot of times this is, I itched my eyeball. You're welcome for that. Yes, I touched my eyeball. If y'all have never ever worked in an office full of women, it's not for the faint of heart. Let me say that. It is not for the faint of heart. Either they like you or they hate you. There is no in between. What's interesting too is that because this specifically came up next to the bear, and the bear represents a problem with money, you need to make sure you cut ties with her. You need to make sure that you really start to separate yourself, whether it is a project that the two of you are a part of, maybe y'all share an office, I don't know what this is, but you need to start doing this. You need to start doing this, like getting completely away from her. The other aspect, okay, let's finish talking about this, because this is all something different after this. The fact that it singles out someone that has lighter colored hair, the fact that it singles out money issues, would tell me that either she is vying for your job, or she is vying for the same promotion, raise, etc. that you are. So if she can fuck you over, she will. Might be friends now, but will not be friends in the future. And to be honest, I don't think that really she is the friend you think she is. Okay? Be very, very careful. Be very leery. And I haven't seen her pop in yet, so hopefully she'll be able to hear this. But the other aspect of these cards is the eagle, which is triumph over obstacles, the archway, which is possibilities and opportunities, and the harp, which is happiness. So the eagle, the archway, and the harp. I saw that. Blue hair and reading oracle cards on YouTube with no profile picture and being a troll. Cliche. Anyway, I fucking can't. So Miss Minnie, by cutting ties with this person, by separating yourself from her, okay, that allows you a whole other aspect of, I'm going to say prosperity, but it allows you a whole other aspect of opportunities that have been sitting there. I don't know if they've been hidden from you. I don't know if they've been, I don't think they've been hidden from you. Actually, I think that because whatever the relationship is with this lady in your office, in your work, she's causing like this constant push from things. She's hungry. She wants the promotion. She wants the raise. She wants to move forward. She's doing whatever. And she's stepping on other people to get it. So by cutting ties with her, it allows all of these other opportunities to open. And because I've read for you a lot, and because I know that we've talked about certain things that you want to do in the future and so on, that is what really is holding you back right now. Guys, you have to start trusting your guts, especially, and I said that guts on purpose. You have to start trusting your gut on purpose. Because when it comes to business, when it comes to any business, it doesn't matter what area you work in. It doesn't matter one fucking bit. There are always going to be people that are going to be willing to step right in the middle of your face to get ahead. What's really funny is it's supposed to be, we all expect it in corporate, right? We all expect it in corporate. But it's the other places where you would not expect those things, or you would think they would not exist, where they are even more rampant. By cutting ties with the people that in your gut, you immediately are like, something is off, something is wrong. And I would bet, as I'm talking about this, you've noticed that this shift has happened between you and her in the office already. By cutting ties with her and by protecting your money, and let her go be successful somewhere else. Let her go be successful over there. Let her take that promotion, whatever. There are so many other opportunities that are literally sitting there waiting, but they've been under like a smoke and mirror fog over here, because she has been trying to do everything she can to move forward, where you're on a whole different trajectory. You're on a whole different trajectory. I don't know. We haven't ever talked about like your office. If you have an office, if you have, you share with somebody, whatever. But I would highly, highly recommend making a sweet jar. So what's really great about a sweet jar is this. It does need to include a key. I personally prefer like Nerds candy. That's the best because it covers more area. It's like candy sand. But you need to put her name in the middle. You need to wrap it, wrap the key up in the paper with her name on it. And you just want her to go be successful somewhere else. Somewhere else. That's all. That's all. Has nothing to do with anything bad. You just want her to be successful somewhere else. If you can, make that a gorgeous, pretty little jar. Take it to the office with you. Take it to the office with you. Put it where it's either in her eyesight, where she's going to come across it, etc. And make sure that you glue it shut, so that way somebody doesn't try to open it and eat your Nerds, okay? You definitely don't want that. But let her be successful somewhere else, because you have, I love the new opportunities aspect of the archway in between the triumph over issues and the happiness. Especially because the last personal appointment you and I had, we spoke about you doing something else and you moving forward with other things. Girl, now's the time. Don't wait on that. Don't wait on that at all. Don't wait on it. If you haven't already jumped on it, don't wait on it. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I know I did not finish my thought, and somebody was like, you left off in the middle of something, and I apologize about that. So the TikTok CEO came out a little bit ago. So the Supreme Court made, their decision this morning. Biden had already said yesterday that he was not going to enforce the fines. He was not going to enforce the ban. There is an emergency act in Congress right now. Trump has already said that he will do what he can to save TikTok, etc. But the TikTok CEO released a statement just a little bit ago, and he said that if there is not something in writing from the Biden administration, that TikTok will go dark on Sunday. I really and truly think that the Biden administration will probably do whatever they can to punt it down the road, but we'll see. We will see. Miss Sarah Beard. Miss Sarah Beard, are you here? Because I just wanna make sure you're good. I wanna make sure you're okay. I love you right back, because I know that there are a lot of you guys that follow me that live in California, and I don't know. Check in. Yeah. Check in. So my mods, those of you guys over there on YouTube, if anybody wants to be hateful, be stupid, whatever, they can absolutely see themselves all the way out. Just like it took a little bit on YouTube to or on TikTok to be able to cultivate getting people to mind, it's gonna take that over here as well. So yeah, Christine, block away. Just saying, block away. I still don't understand why people are such jerks. They are such jerks because miserable people do miserable things. It's okay. If y'all had seen the stuff that I saw when I first started on TikTok in 2020, holy shit. Holy shit. If y'all had seen some of the comments, some of the death threats, some of the things like that happened on TikTok in the very early days, you would know that the ones over here on YouTube, they don't hold a candle to that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, YouTube. Y'all gotta come. Y'all gotta come with a much better troll game, because I have been on TikTok doing lives multiple times a week for almost 5 years. So there's not anything you can say that is going to hurt my feelings at this point. Like, not anything. So, yeah. I don't give a shit if you don't like how I look. I don't give a shit if you don't like my hair, if you don't like my tattoos, if you don't like what I'm about. Because you know what's really funny? Most people, if you don't like somebody, if you scroll onto a video or a live and you're like, that person's not for me, usually you just scroll on. But miserable people do miserable things, so they feel like they have to come in and make their voice known to be, you know, an ass. So, you know, it's okay. Haters make me famous. What's really great, and this is what I love the most about trolls, is that y'all don't realize that when you comment in my lives, it pushes me up in the For You page. Also, you just gave me a solid view, and I appreciate that. So, like, come on in, Trolly McTrollersons. Troll on away. Let's go. All right, Miss Sarah Beard, you are up next. Are you guys ready? Yeah, you do get spicy Bodie entertainment. You get spicy Bodie entertainment. If you guys have not gone on YouTube, also, the third episode of the BS with B and S is up and live. We were playing What If. We were playing What If. And it was great. It was fantastic. All right, Miss Sarah. I didn't see if she was here or not, so hopefully she'll pop in a little bit. So, Miss Sarah, you start with the eagle, which is triumph over issues. Then you have the crown, which is the respect that you deserve coming back to you. Then you have the basket, which is recognition. Ooh, what have you been working towards? Because then you have the haystack, which is karma. You reap what you sow. And the barrel, feeling like something is lacking, working towards goals. Okay. It's been a long time since you and I have had like a private appointment, a private conversation. And I know that when we spoke, you were working on new business ideas. I know that you had just moved out to California. But this actually makes me really happy. So this triumph over obstacles. I know how hard it is to start a new business. I know how hard it is to get respect in a field when you're starting over. I know how hard it is to live. You know what I mean? To just be okay, to pay your rent, to pay your bills, to, you know, have food in your face. So when you finally have that happen, and I have a feeling that that's what's going on right now, you're finally seeing all of those things that you have put out into the universe come back to you. You're finally gaining all the clients. You're finally gaining all the momentum. You're finally getting, you know, you're seeing all the stuff from the marketing and the constant long hours and so on. It's starting to finally pay off. I have a feeling that the next couple of months are going to be fantastic for you, because you have the crown, which is respect coming your way. Then you have recognition, which is rewards for the things that you've been doing. So that's a lot of growth. That's a lot of, I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's a lot of forward momentum, especially in your business. Be very careful with that, because the next two cards, the haystack, which is karma, and the barrel, which is not feeling fulfilled with your goals, Those two cards come up after this reward for all of the hard work you've put in. So what I'm going to say is be really careful over the next couple of months. As all of this respect comes in, as your business grows, as things move forward, as you start to see all of the reward for the hard work that you've put in, there also comes a risk with that. And that risk can come in the form of something that looks like a blessing, and that is growing too quickly. Because it doesn't matter. It's really weird, and I don't understand this dynamic, and it's been going on for the last, well, at least 3 years. For business owners, it's really hard to find employees that will actually come to work and do their job. And for employees, it's really hard to find a good job that actually pays you a living wage. So I don't know where the disconnect is between those two, where the good jobs can't find good employees and the good employees can't find good jobs. You see what I mean? There's a disconnect somewhere in there. Be careful of growing too fast without an avenue for help. Because I don't feel like this right here is a negative card in this aspect. Sometimes us getting the reward of the hard work we've put in can be overwhelming, can be too much. It can be an issue. It can be a problem. The other thing is this, and I'm going to use a personal experience here. This one right here, this is the barrel. And this is it's kind of like, I don't know if y'all remember in the Princess Bride, when he says his whole life is revenge. His whole life is about finding the man who, the six-fingered man. So when he finds the six-fingered man, now suddenly there's nothing left to do. He finds the six-fingered man, he wins, and it's not what he expected, right? Sometimes we work really hard towards something and we're successful and we get that thing, and then we realize, I hate this. I hate this. I don't want this. How many times do you guys know of somebody that works really hard and they get a degree, they get a good job, they start to work in this field, and they're, everything is great. Like, they're successful, they're making a lucrative amount of money and so on. And then they realize, like, they really, really hate what they're doing. They're miserable, and they go back to school, they shift and pivot and do something else. That is kind of what I'm talking about here. I don't believe that you're going to work really hard to get to move forward, to grow, to be building this business, and then turn completely into a different industry. But my example that I'm going to use is this. I worked really hard, opened a shop, I spent a lot of money. It was gorgeous, it's beautiful. And I realized really quickly that I really hated owning a shop. I love making products. I love doing artisan things. I love that aspect. I do not love the general public coming into my space. I don't. Because constantly worried, especially here in Oklahoma, constantly worried about being targeted in my own shop. I was assaulted in my own shop. The theft was rampant. And every spiritual shop owner that I know, why y'all want to steal from a witch shop, I don't know. That is like the epitome of stupid. All of us have cameras. We're all business owners. We all have fucking cameras. But I really, really 100% hated that. I hated that. Because on a daily basis, I would have to worry about, okay, do I have enough employees? Because I could never have anybody working there by themselves. Inevitably, some creepy old fuck was going to come in and just be creepy. Some of you guys that have followed me long enough on TikTok, you know exactly what and who I'm talking about. You just have to worry about stupid shit all the time. And I realized, like, as much as I loved that building and as much as I loved that shop, I absolutely hated being open to the public. I did. I hated it. So that is when this other opportunity popped up. That is why I jumped on it. And even though it hurt my feelings to close the shop, because it was so pretty, I know that what I'm about to do, what I'm about to open, is what I want. Because I already got what I thought I wanted, and it wasn't at all. And so Sarah, that's the reason I went down that rabbit hole, is because sometimes we get exactly what we want and we realize that it fucking sucks and we don't want it. And we don't want it. So yeah. I know you guys are saying that you miss Vern. So I was taught when I was younger that taking a part of, I don't want to say a building, but a building such as brick dust, a brick, a stone, a rock, such as, you know, things like that. You can take a spirit from place to place. That spirit can then visit back and forth. So it would be like if I took a piece of my hair and I made 20 paintings, okay? Or 20 resin pieces. Let's say that, because resin doesn't break down as easy as acrylic and stuff. So if I were to take my hair and make 20 resin pieces and spread them all over the United States in places that I loved, theoretically, in the paranormal realm, I could go visit all 20 of those places when I passed away. So I do have a lot of brick dust left over from the shop. So hopefully Vern will come visit. Thank you, Gavin. How are you? How are you? Miss Heidi Gilbert is next. Aww. Thank you, Mel. What kind of tea did you grab? That really, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I try to be nice to everybody that comes in the shop, even the people that are digs. I closed my shop because I was manifesting something anyway. And I got the opportunity to jump on it early. So I did. Sometimes you have to let the destruction happen and you have to go with it to be able to grab where you're going. Does that make sense? So I hope that made sense. And since I've closed the shop, I don't know what is right there. There's a hair. I now have a manager. I have a rep. I will be traveling a lot more. I will be able to see you guys a lot more. And I can't wait. I don't know if there's any of y'all here in Idaho, but let's just say that tomorrow I will be securing a date to head up to Idaho. Just saying. All right, Miss Heidi Poo. The bowl, plenty of material things. The angel, which is guidance and protection. The gavel, which is involvement with the law. What you doing, Heidi? The crib, which is conception of an enterprise, because I do not think that it is a child. And the candle, you will be shown the way. I find it interesting that there's a lot of flowers. No flowers. So out of 5 cards, 4 of them have flowers in it. Yeah, make sure I get them back in order. Flowers, just flowers in general, are growth. They're abundance. And you know what's really funny? I have a couple of your orders that are going to be going out. Well, I don't know what that is, but it's driving me nuts. Like every time I blink, I can feel it. That's what it is. I will be making a stop in Utah when I go to Idaho. Let's just say that. I will be making a stop in Utah. We're just going to call it Utah. There's no T anymore. Utah. Miss Heidi. let's start with the bowl. Plenty of material things. I'm going to advise you to take some time this weekend and just look around. Just look around. I saw a TikTok earlier this morning, and I saved it because the girl's message was brilliant. It was brilliant. And the message was this: sometimes, and I'm paraphrasing, sometimes you don't see how far you've come because you have been the one struggling to get there. But the you of 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago would be amazed at where you are. And that really hit me because I thought, you know what? 5 years ago at this time, I was just really starting to bust my ass with this. I've done this for a long time, but I always did it. I did it as I had a full-time job, you know, like in the corporate world. And then I had this as a full-time job in the evening and on weekends, right? So in a way, it was like a secondary full-time job. But 5 years ago, especially right before COVID, actually in 2019, is when I really started hardcore doing everything I could to move forward, okay? The me then would look at the me now and be amazed. The me then would look at the me now, thank you for that, and would go, oh my fucking God. Because that video made me really think hardcore of what I was manifesting then, what I was working towards, what I was manifesting. And I think that if the me of 2019, early 2020 could see the me now and see everything that's happened and gone on, and, you know, all the things that have manifested and, you know, I've done, I've accomplished, that me would probably take a whole vacation and actually not work, like actually take a vacation. The me now has a problem taking a vacation. So I don't think that this bowl right here represents a whole bunch of crazy, amazing things coming into your path. It represents just taking a step back and looking at where you were 5 years ago, looking at where you were 3 years ago, and seeing what the you of 5 years ago would think about the you now, about where you've gone, where you've come from, where you've been, and how far forward you've gone. I think that just kind of celebrating the accomplishments, the things you've let go of, the growth that you've done, everything that has happened, and how, I'm going to say content, okay? I'm going to say content. How content you are with life and everything being okay. It doesn't mean it's always great. It doesn't mean it's always shit. Just everything being okay. You know what I mean? Aw, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. Take some time this weekend. I'm kind of going on and on about this for a reason. I think that, because I know you're a smart chick, but I think that you smell what I'm smoking, but I really think that it's going to sink in a lot more this weekend, if that makes sense. Even when things don't seem to be going the best, giving thanks for the blessings, giving thanks for just having a roof over your head, or having food in your belly, or, I mean, you have an amazing kid, dude. Like, you have a good kid. You have an amazing kid. Giving thanks for things like that. Do you see what I mean? Because the angel is next, and this is spiritual guidance and protection from harm. And we're going to look at these two together, because this one right here is the gavel and involvement with the law. Now, I know I made a joke like, what you doing, Heidi? But the fact that you have the angel and protection right here tells me that there is going to be an interesting event coming up soon. Involvement with the law, I don't think is going to be anything like, I don't think you're going to suddenly turn into, y'all going to turn into Thelma and Louise over there. I don't think that this is you getting in trouble with the law. The protection from harm is what keeps getting me. I'm just going to advise, like, keep your eyes peeled. Pay attention, keep your eyes peeled, cover your ass with everything. This could be anything from, a fender bender to somebody stealing your car to, you witnessing something at work or whatever. I hear that and think that's what my ex is doing now. He's a cop. I don't think, my gut feeling is not that it's that. My gut feeling is that this is like a close call, okay? That this is like a really close call, and the involvement with the law aspect of this is, like when you see somebody driving like super, super recklessly down the highway, they almost hit you, they sideswipe somebody, they end up in a ditch over there, and then you stop to go help because you want to make sure they're okay, Then the police get there, you got to be like, hey, man, they were driving like a fucking dumbass for a hot minute, that kind of aspect, like a close call. The protection from harm and the fact that this is the angel card, you are divinely protected. So that's why I say that I feel like this is a close call with something. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Just be careful. I don't think the involvement with the law has anything to do with you getting in trouble. I do want to make like all the jokes, but I won't. Whatever this close call is, though, it needs to happen. So don't put off going somewhere. Don't put off doing something because of this, okay? It needs to happen. This close call needs to happen. Because over here, you have the birth of an enterprise. And then you also have the candle, and the bottom of it literally says, you will be shown the way. I think that's hilarious. But I know, like, we've talked a lot, and I've done a lot of readings for you about job-wise, job opportunities and things like that. This close call is either going to put you in front of somebody, put you next to somebody, cross paths with somebody, something to help with this. Because I know that where you've been for the last few years, even though it's a good job, even though it pays the bills, even though it allows you and the kiddo to do a lot of great things together, it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't make you happy. So this close call kind of has to happen so this opportunity can pop up. And I think that is also why this is the first, and just kind of looking around and appreciating how far you've actually come and where you are now. And it could be that this involvement with the law, with this close call, puts you in a spot to get a better job. Puts you in a spot, maybe, Kaylee, plug your ears, maybe you meet someone. You know what I mean? But this close call has to happen so this can happen. So enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Give some thanks. Do some blessings. I know we're supposed to have some kind of shitty weather. I haven't looked at. This is killing me. It's driving me up the fucking wall. It's driving me up the fucking wall. I know we're supposed to have some cold weather. It's supposed to be gross. It rained randomly here today out of nowhere. Nothing on the radar. It's supposed to be super cold. Now we're supposed to have snow. I don't know. It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. So, yeah. Did that make sense, Heidi? What's up, Grave? How are you? Are you on YouTube, Grave, so I can follow you there too? It smells like snow. I said that one time. I love the smell of rain. I can even see the hair. Oh, I think I got it. I said that one time to somebody. Sweet. I want to make sure I follow you. I said something about it just smells like rain. Do you all know that some people can't smell that? I don't know if we should trust those people or not. I'm just saying. I love that a lot of you guys are like, I can smell it. I can smell it. Yeah. Do y'all know that a lot of people can't smell that? I know, right? I know. I don't understand. Show of hands. How many people of you guys, what the fuck is wrong with my brain today? How many people can smell ants? How many people can smell ants? That's also not a thing. Not everybody can smell ants. See? There are some people. There are some people. Yeah, I can smell ants. And those of you guys that can smell, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like they smell like pesticide. They smell like pesticide. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Usually you don't have to get your nose down, but if you've ever been outside and you've had like a pop can sitting out there and you've had one get around the top ring of your pop can and you don't know it till you almost take a drink, you can smell them. Yeah, like rubbing alcohol, like pesticide, like it's gross. Yes, old pesticide. Yeah. Like people are like, I've never got to smell an ant. Like, what's wrong with you, Bodie? What the fuck? A lot of you guys on YouTube, they smell sour. Yeah. Old raisins. Oh my God, that's so funny. Miss Breanna Bartlett. Really? How's Miss Breanna Bartlett? How's Miss Breanna Bartlett? I love bees. I really do. When we get settled, I would love to have beehives. I don't care about the honey. I just would love to have beehives. I've always wanted beehives. So yeah. There she is. What's up, Miss Bree? Yeah. The old raisin box at the back of the pantry. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I didn't even, like, that is definitely a distinct smell. Ugh. Ah. You can smell wasp venom. Oh my God. I've only, knock on wood, been stung by a wasp once. And it was horrible. It was horrible. One of those big old red bitches. You know what I'm talking about? The big red bitches. I was practicing for a softball game and I had it I guess it had landed on my shoulder and I didn't know. And when I swung the bat, my tank top, it wasn't like a tight fitting tank top. So it raised up and I guess it was crawled under there. And when I swung the bat, I guess it clamped down on it and it stung me like right there. Jesus fucking shit balls. It hurt so bad. Like I still remember it. And what's even funnier is that about 2 months later, no, it wasn't even 2 months later. not too long later, I ended up with bacterial meningitis. It was great. It's fun. Don't recommend it. Yeah, I dislike wasps. They scare me. They do. They scare me. Now, I love to use wasp nest in workings and baneful workings. But yeah, I dislike wasps a lot. I dislike wasps a lot. Those fucking murder hornets. Have y'all ever seen one of the big ass murder hornet wasps? No, ma'am. I don't know what lab those bitches crawled out of, but no. I'm not a fan of spiders, okay? We have a healthy understanding now. I understand that they need to be here to eat the buggies that I don't want in my house. But they also thought I got it and I didn't. Yeah, I don't need them in my house. But I have a healthy respect for orb weavers, the big spiders that have the crazy orange and yellow and stuff like that make the big old webs, because I watched one in my kitchen window several years ago, about probably 15 or 20 years ago. I watched one kill one of those big old murder wasps. After that, we're friends. You may live on my house all you would like, because fuck the murder wasps. You know what, Jess? I would love to come to Australia, but let me say this. I got on Australian TikTok. No. No, y'all changed my mind. I was watching videos of the huntsman spiders over there, and this girl that one had gotten in their house, and I guess the boyfriend was trying to kill it, and she is like bawling. I know that they can like bite through boots. I was watching kangaroos trying to drown dogs. Like, what the fuck do y'all feed your shit over there? What do you feed your animals over there? Like, what is in the air down there? What is in the water? Ma'am. I would love to come to Australia, but I'm terrified at the same time. Of course, then I'm like, yeah, but I also live in a place where, you know, we have copperheads and rattlesnakes and like so many black widow spiders and fiddlebacks and shit like that, you know. So, I mean, hate sarcasm and whiskey. Oh my God, stop it. That was funny as fuck. I've always had a healthy respect for kangaroos, just from, I don't know if it was like Faces of Death or something I watched when I was younger and on that weird kick like that. Watching kangaroos beat the fuck out of things, like, What the heck is a fiddleback? It is a spider. It is an extremely venomous spider. It rots your skin out. It rots your flesh. If y'all really want to not be able to sleep tonight, look up fiddleback spider bites. Yeah, you're welcome. They are super, super scary. Brown recluse, yes. Same thing. We just call them fiddlebacks here. But yes, brown recluse, that's what they are. Yeah, they are not, yeah. If you ever look at them, they have a little thing down their back that looks like a fiddle. Looks like a violin. Looks like a fiddle. Yeah. They're not. So in 2019, in early summer of 2019, I went camping. Miss Bree, I've got your cards, I promise. They're all lined out. I went camping and I came back and just threw my stuff down, and I grew up camping and I know to shake my shit out, but I didn't. And it was raining the next day, and I picked up a ball cap that I had and I put it on, and I just slung it on my head because I was trying to get out the door, and I felt something hit, like poke me literally right here. Okay. Like I have a scar. I felt something poke me, and I thought that, okay, it was like a piece of grass or a little cockleburr or something. So I picked my head up, I shook it, and I put it back down. And I felt like, I don't think y'all can see it because, oh, you can right there. I felt like something punched me in the face. It hurt so bad. And I yanked my hat off and saw the spider, and I stomped the fucking spider because fucking die. And then I realized, ooh, it bit you in the face twice. Maybe don't do that. So I had to scoop the rest of it up. I immediately took a Benadryl. I scooped the rest of it up, and I hauled my ass to urgent care. There was an urgent care like 2 blocks from my house. That was the closest place I could get to, like really, really quickly. And when I got there, I had the remnants of the spider. They pulled me right in. They gave me like 8 shots. I don't know what they gave me, but like boom, 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 8 shots. I know one was steroids. I told them I had taken a Benadryl. They put a marker around it. But by the time, just driving 2 blocks, because I already had my keys in my hand, just driving 2 blocks, the one up here, he got me good. You could see the puncture marks. It swelled up almost this high. I have the pictures I came across from the other day. They were so gross, like almost half an inch on my head right there. It looked like I was trying to be a cyclops, but I had a severely lazy eye. Like my sister and I made so much jokes about it. It was like, you look like you have a really lazy third eye, because it was over here. You look like, you look like a cyclops, like all the jokes. But I was so ill for 2 weeks. I lost 12 pounds in like less than 7 days because I couldn't hold anything down. I was so sick. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. But thankfully, I was right there by the urgent care. And thankfully, I'd taken that Benadryl. But God, like, and it's a hard knot. Like, it's the weirdest fucking scar. And I have some weird scars, but it is the weirdest fucking scar. But yeah, I have a little knot right there, and I have a big one right there. But it's not fun. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Yeah, if you really don't want to have nightmares, do not look up brown recluse bites. Yeah, don't look up brown recluse bites. That will give you a whole new level of terror. And they're little. They're little. They're not big spiders. They're little bitty. They're little bitty. So yeah. Yeah. It's gross. All right, Miss Bree. Everybody's like, maybe don't talk about this. Like, yeah, I don't like spiders at all. At all. All right, Miss Bree. Save me from myself. All right. You have the goldfish, first of all. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Then you have the haystacks, which is karma. Then you have the club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Then you have the desk. Pay attention to your work. And then you have a fair man, dealings with or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Okay. So don't make me get the jars out, because I just found boxes of jars. I just found boxes of jars in there. I'm just saying. So the goldfish represents growth in wealth, growth in spirituality, etc. Just because I kind of know what you do a little bit and things like that, and I know how driven you are to move forward, I would say this is probably both. I'm not going to lie. I would say this is a healthy dose of both. Of career taking off a little bit, of gaining a lot of spiritual insight. I know that you've had a hard couple of years, with family and loss and things like that. So a lot of times once we get past those initial, that year two, those first 2 years, we start having a lot of epiphanies and a lot of spiritual things happen, growth, etc. I have a feeling that the next probably 3 months, I don't know why 3, but 3 months are going to be really intense for you as far as growth, as far as moving forward in your career, material, money, actually having a lot more financial security, and then a lot of spiritual growth as well. Thank you for the dragon head. A lot of spiritual growth as well. The thing I love about it is next is the karma card, and this is like reaping what you sow. So I know just from kind of nerding through, your Instagram, from talking to you a little bit and things like that, I know that I know that you bust your ass. I know that you bust your ass. I know that you take a lot of time for people around you, like things like that. I don't think that this is bad karma in any way. I really don't. I don't. I think that this is you finally feeling okay. And I know that that made sense to you. This is you finally looking around and being able to take a deep breath and go, okay, I'm actually adulting. I'm actually adulting. I'm actually doing the thing. I'm okay. I'm moving forward and being really proud of yourself. Do you know what I mean? This is the one that bothers me, however, because this club card is someone trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do. Usually it is in the form of like, you know, if you don't, if you look at singers, you know, like if you don't make this album for my company, then I'm going to release this picture of you, or, you know, something like that. Like they try to force you to do something that you don't want to do. And these fucking people come out when we get successful. These people come out because they prey on you when you first get successful in any kind of industry, in any kind of business. They come out in the form of mentors. They come out in the form of managers, of whatever, you know, friends, whatever. They come out in the form of somebody that's supposed to be on your side. And then they do whatever they can to pull you to do something, to push you to do something, to force you to do something that is in their best interest, but not really your best interest. So be really careful. Just kind of keep your eyes peeled over the next 3 months, especially as things start getting better and better and better, and more financial growth, abundance, etc. starts coming in. Because this fucker right here is going to step out of the woodwork, and we're going to talk about it, because I can kind of give you a little bit about who this is. This person is going to pop up, and I don't think that this is anybody that's in your path right now. I think this is somebody that's going to kind of come out of the woodwork as you start being successful. The desk. Pay attention to your work. This is something that I struggled with at first, because especially like in my situation, I was married for a long time. So at first it was kind of hard, because I thought, well, I should be dating. I should be looking for someone else. I realized really quickly that no, I needed to focus on work. And now it's just the opposite. I focus on work, and I'm pretty much not even, I'm not even attempting to date at this point, because I have shit to do. I have a feeling that this person is going to come out of the woodwork in the form of, I don't know if they're going to try to date you, or if they're going to like just kind of pull that energy. You know what I mean? When there's an attraction to someone, and people are very unscrupulous, and they try to utilize that energy to get you to do something. Focus on where you're going. Focus on your goals. Focus on what you've been working for. Focus on where you want to be in a year, in 5 years. Focus on those things, because this dude right here, and this is a guy with lighter colored hair. I would bet probably a blonde. I don't think that it's gray or white. I would bet probably a blonde. This is somebody that's going to come into your path. That's going to be somebody that is probably going to prey on this attraction. You know, sometimes it can be like a co-star. Sometimes it can be somebody at a job. Somebody that just sees you being successful, and they want to kind of ride that wave and get you to do whatever. Be really, really careful, because this is somebody, there's going to be like instant chemistry, instant connection. But You know how sometimes things like that happen, and like in the side of your gut over here, there's like some little bitty thing. You can't put your finger on what's wrong, but it's wrong. And it doesn't let you ever really like be alone with this person or actually go on a full date or something like that. You know that? Everybody knows that feeling. That's the kind of feeling that will be with this person. It'll be the glaring alarm that, you know, even though everything is great and fine and there's no reason for you not to trust this person, that alarm is going to be up here with just blaring in your face. Okay? Pay attention to your work, pay attention to your goals, pay attention to where you're going, at the success you've had over the last, you know, because at this point it's going to be in the future, over the last few months. They are going to try to like low-key manipulate you at first, and if any of that works, they're going to put the pressure on harder and harder and harder. And then I mean, I will 100%, girl, I carve candles for days. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But just be careful. Just be careful. This is an amazing time of growth for you. It's an amazing time of you finally getting the karma that you've put out, getting all the good back. You've been putting good out for so long, finally getting those things back. And people are going to try to take advantage of that. Don't let them. Okay? Miss Titanium Tammy, how are you? How are you? Haven't seen you in a little while. Brett Barnes, you're next. Thank you, Finding Joy. Let me update my list here. I have a very small list tonight. I have a very small list tonight. Just so you guys know. Why are you doing what you're doing? What? You know what? Fine. Fine. All right, Brett. I am good. How are you, Whisper? Oh, Brett's over there on YouTube. There you are, Brett. By the way, thank you for your gift last night. I really appreciate it. Over there on the YouTubes. I will be. I am going to be working on my schedule tomorrow. Yeah, I love you right back. I'm going to be working my schedule tomorrow. By the way, Brett, I might. So Brett and I had an appointment the other day. I'm going to tattle on you for just a minute, Brett. And we were talking about plants and so on. And Brett just happens to let me know that like he's an expert in tropical plants. I might reach out to you and ask you a couple questions and pick your brain about something. Because I have a couple of plants that I bought that were doing fantastic, and suddenly they're not. And I know, like, I tell everybody because I love bonsais, right? Like, I love bonsais. It's not the plant I'm talking about. I love bonsais. And I know, just like every other plant, they're moody. And you need to find them the right place for them to be in the house before they're happy and they do their thing. But these two, I don't know. I had them in a great spot. They were great. And then suddenly, no. And it doesn't matter where I move them. It doesn't matter where I move them. I currently have them in my bathroom because, you know, the steam and all of that. Plus, there's a big picture window in there. So there's a lot of light. But, yeah, they don't like that either. So I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. So I might reach out to you and pick your brain if that's okay. So yeah, they're weird plants. So we'll see. Because everything that I've read to do isn't helping. It isn't helping. So maybe you can be like, I don't know, spit in it and it'll work. I don't know. Because I will. Because I will. All right, but let's talk about this, yeah? Okay. So you have the cup, and this is such a weird card to me because the cup is accepting valid criticism in this deck. Okay. But then you have coins. Money will be coming to you soon. And then you have the chain, which is a chain of events that really affects your life. Then you have the bouquet and compliments from an admirer. And then, like Heidi, you pull out the gavel card, which is involvement with the law. I fought the law and sorry. Y'all are welcome. Everybody's singing that now. And the law one. Sorry. Okay. So let's talk about the cup. And I'm kind of going to build off of the appointment that you and I had the other day. I don't think in any way this is somebody like tearing you down. In fact, what I think that this is, because this is like a really pretty, sweet little, teacup. I think that this is going to come in the form of somebody making a joke. And at first, it's probably going to hit you wrong. It's going to hurt your feels. You're going to be like, dude, that wasn't very funny. Even though you know that if somebody else had said it to somebody, it is funny. But it's going to hit you weird. So when this hits you weird, I want you to think about why it hit you weird. What did it ping in you that hurt your feels? And I don't really think that this is anybody. This is not like your significant other, family, very close friends. Like this is kind of like an acquaintance. You know what I mean? Out hanging out with a group of people. This is like a joke that an acquaintance makes. And I don't even think that it's directly at you, to be honest. Like that's what's funny. I don't even think it's directly at you. But when this happens, and your significant other is going to notice it really quickly, like, what happened? What, like, your energy changed. You okay? I want you to really kind of think about it. Not in the moment. Kind of table it for a minute and then think about it later. Why did it ping so hard? Like, why was it a thump like that? A lot of times with shadow work especially, somebody can say something and it'll piss us off in the moment. And then later we're like, oh, it's because blah, 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 blah. So just kind of table it and see what happens. The other thing is coins. And this I love, especially because we had talked about you being solo with your practice and so on. Not spiritual, but work and all of that aspect. That being right next to the chain. This is not only money coming your way, but this is also a chain of events that happens. It's like you get put in the right place at the right time. So when this money comes your way, be careful where you invest it. I would invest it into a little bit of travel. And I say that mainly because it's weird that with a chain, instead of just having a chain, this is across land and water. And I don't even think it needs to be a crazy travel. This could literally be just a night in Eureka Springs. You know what I mean? Like an hour away, something like that. I don't think that this needs to be a huge thing. I think this is just like a getaway, okay? But the chain of events is putting you in the right place at the right time for other things to come your way. When it comes to specifically building a business, especially being in a very tight-knit community, catering to only one type of clientele or like really, really specializing in one type of business. Who you know matters. Who you come across matters. So whatever this travel is, and my recommendation would be to just take an evening somewhere that maybe you and your better half have been talking about getting away to for a day or so. You know, maybe the place that you first met, maybe the place that, you know, you got married, maybe whatever it is, somewhere that means something to the two of you. The reason I say that is because the universe is weird. The universe is weird. When it wants to give us signs about shit, they come in the weirdest ways. And we can cross paths with people. It's funny that you said Eureka. I've been saying I wanted to go for months. The story I was about to tell you is about Eureka Springs. When I was trying to decide if I was going to quit my big girl job during COVID and do this full time, the person that I was dating and I went to Eureka Springs for 4 or 5 days just to get away from everything. And I kept having sign after sign after sign after sign hit me while I was in Eureka Springs. Hey, nobody, how are you? And I ended up being in front of certain people that I never ever would have been in front of. Just happened to be at the same restaurant, eating, having the same waitress wait on us. I made a comment about her tattoo. They overheard it, like things like that. So you never know who's going to be where. Eureka Springs is a very interesting place too, because of all the magnetic springs and because of all of the interesting tales there, all of the ghosties and stuff like that. It brings a lot of interesting people into that town. Go for a day or two. Enjoy it. Go for a day or two and enjoy it. Because what I love about this over here is the next one is compliments from an admirer and then involvement with the law. Now, I keep saying it that way because it's funny. Because sometimes when that card pops up, people immediately go, oh shit, am I going to ticket? You know, like, is something bad going to happen? I don't think so at all. Only because this bouquet is right here. Compliments from an admirer. This doesn't always have to be, you know, romantic or whatever. This could literally be you being in the right place at the right time and being in front of somebody that, oh, hey, my sister does this or my brother does this. The two of you should meet because y'all do very close to the same things. What you guys do mirrors each other. I think y'all need to meet because, you know, you can help each other out. That's exactly what this is. This bouquet is this person reaching out to you and the two of you being able to form like an alliance in a way, a business deal, an alliance, etc. I mean, obviously be really careful, but the other thing with the law that I want to mention, because this keeps coming into my brain when I'm looking at this card. I know that where you live has some backwards laws like Oklahoma does. So I think that this is also you being instrumental in getting some changes done. Being in the right place at the right time could very well put you in front of people that are going to be instrumental in making changes in your state. And being at the forefront of that. So, just saying. So, yeah. I'm just saying. And yeah. You know, it's really funny. I've never ever wanted to get into politics. I hate politics. I do. I hate it. I really, really hate it. But with everything going on with TikTok and so on, I have really, really considered it. I have really, really considered it. I've really, really considered getting more involved with stuff because never in my 48 years, well, at the time 47, Miss Megan, you're next. I'm drawing your cards. Never have I ever written to my senator, to a congressperson. Never, never, until this last summer, fall, winter, and I was blown off every time. Every time. So, there's nothing to me more motivating than feeling like I'm being brushed off. So, yeah. There's nothing more motivating to me than feeling like my voice doesn't matter. I am going to make you hear me. I have too many Capricorn placements. I'm going to make you hear me. Also, speaking of that, I used to do this little thing called astrological forecast for the week. And out of curiosity, I pulled the chart. I pulled an astrological chart for Monday for the inauguration. We're going to start the astrological forecast back up. Just saying. Just saying. So, yeah. We're going to start that back up. All right, Miss Megan. You start off with the crown, which is respect will come to you. Then the hammock, taking a vacation, physically or mentally. Then you have the bow, highly thought of. The dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. And the crib, the birth of an enterprise or a child. First of all, Miss Megan, I'm going to start off by saying I'm really proud of you because having honor and respect will come to you. You are highly thought of, birth of an enterprise. All of these things tell me that you have been absolutely hardcore busting your ass. I don't know if this is career-wise. I don't know if this is family. I don't know. You've been busting your ass. And in case nobody has told you lately, thank you, Candace. In case nobody has told you lately, I'm really proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you. Because last year for everyone was, I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I can liken last year to is that episode of Jackass where they rent the semi and the big truck or whatever, and they put like disco lights in it, and then they get in roller skates, and then they get in the truck, and then somebody does donuts, and they're trying to skate in the back. That's how I felt like last year was. Like that's how I felt like last year was. So for you to be busting your ass through all of that, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Miss Megan, because you managed to halfway roller skate through things, you know? You managed to halfway get through it. So I'm really, really proud of you, and I wanted to make sure to say that. All of that hard work that you've been putting in, all of the hours that you've spent getting your name out there, writing stuff, marketing, making your presence known, all of that's finally going to start paying off in a really awesome, amazing, big way. Okay? The hammock, though, taking a vacation emotionally or physically or mentally. I am going to say that this is mentally, okay? I don't think that it's kind of in the cards for you, for you to take a 2-week-long vacation right now. However, you do need to make sure that you take a break, because whenever you bust your ass and work, and trust me, this is the pot calling the kettle black. When you bust your ass and you work really, really hard to get somewhere, to move forward and so on, the last thing you want to do is stop. The last thing you want to do is pause. The last thing you want to do is take a break. Okay? But we all need like a timeout. We all need a mental You stay over there and I'll stay over here day. We all need a day where mentally we can just be a lump on the couch and binge watch Adventure Time. So have a day like that. Make sure that you're taking days like that. Maybe not like 2 weeks, but every now and then a day that allows you to just relax and just chill out and just enjoy everything. Okay? The bow I love because this is the You Are Highly Thought Of card. This one right here. Girl, you have absolutely, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to sing your praises a little bit more. You have absolutely busted your ass. There are so many people out there that think really highly of you that the days that you take off, let me back up slightly. The days that you take off. Oh, what is that under my desk? Okay. I went to put my feet back in my shoes and I was like, that's fur. I didn't have fur. So Brody and Allie's dog is laying on my shoes. So I didn't need those. I didn't need those shoes anyway. But you have a lot of people that think very highly of you. So these days that you take off, that you're like, you know what, today is a mental health day. I'm going to go sit in a hot bath and I'm going to be there for an hour. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to like ooze myself into the couch and I'm going to watch Adventure Time and I'm going to order queso and chips and it's going to be great. And I'm just going to be a lump. You're going to start to hear kind of, I don't know, through the grapevine about who is doing their part to build you up when you're not listening. The people that support you are going to come out of the woodwork. And what's great is that I think that some of the people that support you are going to surprise you. I think they're going to surprise you because there's going to be people that either you thought did not care for you, you thought they didn't even know who you were, things like that. You're going to start to hear that people really respect you, that people value you. Now, this right here, let's talk about this right here, because this is dealings with the dark man is somebody that either has dark hair, has a dark complexion, or both. The fact that there is the birth card next to this, Megan. I'm actually going to leave it like that. I'm not going to go into it too much deeper because here's the thing. Sometimes a dark man comes into your path and it may be that the two of you hit it off and it may be that there's like a relationship budding there. And yet it ends up not being like this romantic thing that you thought it might have been in the beginning. It ends up being more, y'all realize that you're really good friends, you're working toward the same goal with some stuff, and this could be the birth of a business. I really want you to pay attention though, when all of these people start to come out of the woodwork of singing your praises when you're not around, pay attention to this man that comes into your path. I do think that this is somebody that has been rotating in the same circles for a little while. I think this is also somebody in the same line of business that you're in, has the same goals. I don't want to say line of business because that's not correct, is it? The same career path. Y'all have similar goals. Y'all have similar... It's almost like finding somebody that has kind of a parallel path. They want to open this business and you want to open this business, and the two of you, like, you would supply stuff to them, they would supply stuff to you, like that kind of like really good business. That's what I'm talking about here. This is a really amazing opportunity. This is a really amazing opportunity. So really pay attention when this dark man comes into your path. Because the fact that he's here and then here you have birth or conception of a child or enterprise. especially with you busting your ass. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, thank you, Stephen. I will pray to the old gods for you. What I love is that this isn't tarot, sugar, but thank you so much for supporting my channel and supporting all of us pagans out there. Us witches absolutely love you, Christians. I love you right back, Angie. So that scared me. I'm glad I looked up just in time to see that that was a whale. Thank you so much, Tori. Thank you for the whale, Miss Tori. I appreciate that so much. All right. Miss Lenzie. Yeah, I could see it when I turned my head sideways that time. It's right there. It's probably a Zeus hair. I was smooching on him earlier. They're all being sweet boys today. They're all being sweet boys today. There's Miss Lenzie. Oh, I saw it right there. Don't you hate that when you can like see something hanging out of the corner of your eye? Oh well, I'll get it later. Nope, that is too many cards. Too many cards. Thank you. Thank you, Bon Bon. I realized that I have not been wearing my mala. I took it off last year. I had been wearing this for like almost 4 years straight, and it's been some interesting places. It's been actually worn by some interesting celebrity friends of mine. And I took it off, and I haven't really been wearing it much. And yesterday, it magically came across my path. And I was like, oh, I have missed you. I have missed you. And then this one, it's funny how things come out of the woodwork. This is actually a silver and turquoise necklace that my mom got in the 80s. I love it and I hate it. I love it because my dad got it for her when they were going across the Southwest to California one time. I hate it because the way the silver beads lay on here, they're long, thin ones, and they're kind of sharp a little bit. So they pinch on the back of your neck back here, and they pinch your little hairs. It kind of sucks. But I love it, and I miss my mom. So I was like, you know what? I wanted to wear it. All right, Miss Lenzie. You have the bat. All right, let's talk about this right off the bat. The bat is beware because enemies are working against you. The very first card I turn over. Then you have the broken bridge, an unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay. Then you have the diamond, which is receiving a precious gift. And then you have good news. And then you have the desk. Okay. Pay attention to your work. Okay, so let's talk about these two right off the bat. Because when I turn this, get it, bat. When I turn the bat. Hey, Kay, we should watch What We Do in the Shadows again. No. You've already gotten your closer from Adventure Time, too. All right, so let's talk about the bat card. For this to pop up right off the bat, and to be the card that talks about enemies working against you, does not sit well with me. And then to have the broken bridge of something not having a good outcome. What this tells me, my feet be cold, and somebody's on my shoes down there. His big old furry chimuelo butts on my shoes. What this tells me is, trying not to hit my foot. So I have this antique desk, and I love it, okay? I absolutely love it. However, why people built antique desks with the sharpest fucking corners right where your knees go, I will never understand. I will never understand. This wonderful desk has bruised my knees so goddamn much. So I'm really careful when I pull my feet up because I've also almost ripped the toe off on this bitch. So that's why I was like being really like super careful with it. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Okay, so this broken bridge. This is an unsuccessful outcome to a problem. I don't think that this enemy's working against you is somebody actually doing spell work against you. Okay? I think that this is more somebody doing everything they can to kind of either trash your reputation or trash you work wise, career wise. This could result in not getting a promotion, not getting a raise, etc. But here's the thing. What damage they think they're doing to you, and I know that it's going to suck when the rejection aspect of this comes, because they're going to be over there like, ha 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 ha, you know, they're going to be over there thinking that they did this big thing and now they're going to get the raise and blah blah blah. Dude, let them take it. Let them take it. It's still going to suck, it's still going to hurt your feels, but let them take it. Let them be in middle management hell for the rest of their life. What's coming after that is not going to be where you thought your trajectory was going. You think your trajectory is going this way, and it actually needs to go this way. Okay? So, I hate saying that you just kind of got to eat it. You know what I mean? I hate saying that you just kind of got to eat it, Lenzie. But that's kind of what has to happen. When you feel like there are people that are actively working against you, it's because they are. When you feel like there are people talking about you behind your back, it's because there are. And not just, you know, poking fun at you or whatever, like actively, on purpose, trying to do stuff against you. I mean, you just let us know their name. We'll put them in jars. We got you. It's all good. It's all good. I hate that because I always like to see people succeed. But sometimes we got to have a little back step before we succeed. Let them take that. Let them get that promotion. Let them be in middle management hell. Because this over here is starting off with the diamond, which is you receiving a precious gift. Okay? You receiving a precious gift. And to be honest, I think that this is going to come in the form of a different job offer. I think this is going to come in the form of that path shifting. I think that this is going to come in the form of a complete kind of change and shift in where you thought you were going. Once you accept this diamond, once you accept this gift, it's kind of like in Peter Pan, you know, second star to the right and straight on till morning. Like, there's no getting off that train, just so you know. There's no getting off that train. Because then you have good news and pay attention to your work. I don't know what it is that you do for a living, that you do artistically, career-wise, etc. I don't know why I felt like I needed to specifically mention artistically, but... And I saw your message that you said, You like to go with the flow when things happen. I do too. But I think that this right here is going to kind of, okay. CSR, okay. I think that this right here is going to kind of hit you in the feels a little bit, because I think that this is something that you've been pushing for and working for a little bit. And when it happens in the moment, I think it's going to kind of blindside you a little bit, which is also not going to be the greatest thing. But I have a feeling that this over here, this diamond and the good news and pay attention to your work, this is a completely different track than where you thought you were going. I'm really excited for this, especially because it starts off with the diamond and being an amazing gift. The ear, even though that's good news, it makes me want to say, pay attention to everything. Pay attention to everything. People are going to start putting you in rooms where people are going to be talking about a lot of different things, whether this is meetings, whether this is being in a different office, being in a different setting, etc. You're going to start being in a lot of places where you're going to be around a lot of conversations and talking and be able to, you're going to learn a lot. Let me just say that. You're going to learn a lot. So when you find yourself in all of these new places, listen, 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 listen. You did not see me yawn. Listen, listen, listen. It's going to give you a huge leg up over all of these other people over here that are just trying to fuck everybody else over so they can get ahead. The other thing is this too, when you listen and you pay attention and you learn a lot of information about a lot of people, about a lot of jobs, about a lot of companies, etc., it makes you almost indispensable. Almost indispensable, because they know that you've been privy to all of this information. Then it allows you to knuckle down and say, hey, you know what, like, I've been here a hot minute. I know this, I was on this project, I was in this meeting, etc., and I would like a raise. I think your year this year is going to be fantastic. That's a new word. I wanted to say epic and fantastic, so we're just going to say fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I have a feeling in the next couple weeks is when this broken bridge is going to happen. But about a month down the road, this gift is going to fall in your lap. Like literally in your lap, wrapped up beautifully. Here's this amazing opportunity. Love, I think that whatever it is you've been manifesting is not only going to land in your lap, but it's going to be slightly, maybe a different color than what, maybe you were manifesting a blue car and you get a turquoise, same, but different. That kind of aspect, that kind of change. I think once you're on this train, you're not going to want to get off anyway, but, yeah. I do want to point out the pay attention to your work card, the desk at the very end. Just because this is a gift and just because you're privy to a ton of information, still make sure that they know they can't live without you. I know that you said, when I said I don't know what you do, you said CSR and you laughed. I have a feeling that you're really good at it. I have a feeling that a lot of times you do take the time to be the ear. You do take the time to put in that extra little bit of work to go that extra mile. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about that way of being, okay? That makes sense, Miss Lily? Lenzie, why did I say Lily? Because I'm looking at the fucking lilies on the... No, they don't want to lose you. I have a feeling that you're going to find yourself in a completely different department and be out of your comfort zone and find out that that's exactly where you needed to be. Woo. That was so weird. I saw this and I was like, what happened? That card is ripped. Miss Tabitha. I have Tabitha, Sylvie, and Miss Brenda. And then that is it for my list for this evening. I'm glad you love new challenges because I have a feeling that you're fixing to have some interesting ones come across your path. My list is closed for this evening. Now the cards be jumpy. Thank you for being jumpy finally. Okay. I think you're going to have kind of an interesting couple of weeks. Okay. So you start off with the Dark Man, and this is dealings with somebody either with a dark complexion or dark hair. And then you have the Bull, which is plenty of material things and being happy with the things that are there. Okay. Then you have the Cracked Cup, which is being dissatisfied with life, which is interesting after the Bull, but we're going to talk about that. And then you have the Bouquet, which is compliments from an admirer. But then you have the Dolphin, which is financial gain. And I'm going to read this part to you verbatim because of the things that we've talked about here recently. Financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. So let's talk about this Dark Man and this Bull. I have a feeling that this Dark Man is a friend. This is not relationship wise. This is not love wise. This is not anything career wise, job wise. This is a friend. And I have a feeling that this is somebody who's been a friend for a long time. It's somebody that's been in your path for a long time. Someone that you know has your back. The plenty of material things, the Bull that goes along with this. I'm going to yawn again. Here it comes. I knew it was coming. This is you having a day, an evening, whatever, of just the two of you sitting down and talking about, man, you remember when this happened? You remember when that happened? This was so great. That was so fun, blah, blah, blah. This is like the two of you just sitting there and reminiscing and joking and laughing and talking about, you know, all the stupid things y'all did and how far you've come and so on. It's also, I have a feeling, more him talking about material things. And I think in the moment, it's not really going to hit you. I think it is. It's going to have like that little uncomfortable twinge in your stomach. But then after a couple of days, it's really going to hit you like, man, I thought I was comfortable with this. And I thought I was comfortable with that. And I thought that this is what I wanted. And this is where I wanted to go. But this Cracked Cup signifies that after the two of you have this awesome, like, reminiscent get together, let's chat about old times kind of thing, there's something specific that he's going to say that's going to make you question if what you were manifesting is really what you want. And I think that's going to lead to some interesting shadow work, because this cracked cup aspect, and I'm not saying, oh, go do all this shadow work. It's literally just going to be one question. But the problem is, if you ask it now, it's not going to have the same weight as after this conversation. Because after this conversation, you're going to kind of feel a little dissatisfaction with some stuff. That is the time to ask, what is it that Tabitha actually wants? What is it Tabitha actually wants, and where does Tabitha want to go? Because we can say, you know, I want to be an actor, you know, like little kids. I want to be a fireman. I want to be an astronaut. So let's just say I want to be an actor, okay? And so they start working hard. They take all the drama classes and the acting classes, and they go to college for it, and they start getting parts and so on and so on. And then they realize that they're kind of dissatisfied with where they're going, with the roles they're getting, with what they're getting cast in, etc. They realize they're kind of dissatisfied with that. That's not really what they wanted to do. And they realized that maybe they wanted to be more in the production. They wanted to be more of like the director, the producer. I think that that's what this shift is going to be for you. It's going to be looking at life and looking at where you thought you were going, and having kind of a dissatisfaction with the manifestation that you had put in place. Now, I'm not going to say to scrap the manifestation that you had put in place. Just tweak it. Just tweak it a little bit. Because when you sit down and say, okay, what is it that Tabitha actually, really, truly actually wants? And be very honest with yourself. And when I say be honest with yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to be like, well, I would be okay with having this much an hour. No. What is it you actually want? Do you want to be wildly successful? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to have $1 million a year job? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what is it you want? What is it you want? Start rolling that into your manifestations. Now, obviously, there are some things that, like, I know I'm probably never going to be an astronaut. And you know what? At this point in my life, I'm okay with that. I've watched enough sci-fi movies to know that I'm okay. The Alien franchise has completely fucked me up. Star Trek made me want to go into space. Star Wars made me want to go into space. And then comes along the Alien franchise, and it just fucked all that up for me. I no longer want to go there. But these two over here, let's talk about these two over here. The bouquet is compliments from an admirer. And then the dolphin is the financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. I don't think that these are love related either, because we just talked about you having an amazing time hanging out with a friend and them making one little comment that causes you to kind of shift and pivot a little bit on where you thought you were going, what you were manifesting. Then you have compliments from an admirer. These compliments can come in the form of somebody giving you some praise for work, for your talents, for, I know that you are a photographer, like for your photos, for the things that you do. Sometimes all it takes is the right person to say, hey, Tabitha's fucking fantastic, and I would recommend her to anybody. And that can make your business take off. The dolphin card coming right after the compliments from the admirer. I think that by refining what you're telling the universe that you want is what's going to put you in front of this person. Is going to have this person say, man, Tabitha's a fantastic fucking photographer. But blah, blah, blah. So when this dissatisfaction pops up, pay attention to it. Pay attention to it. And I want you to keep this in mind too. the universe is 100% like a genie, in that you have to be really, really careful what you manifest. I always joke, I manifested the exact building I wanted, except I forgot to say no stairs. Had the coolest building, old haunted building. Could just pull my car in the back. I could live in one spot. I could work in the other. I forgot to say no stairs. And fuck those stairs, because they weren't even normal stairs. It was like 2 fucking flights with a weird little landing. It's fucking stupid. So I'm just saying, be careful what you manifest. So whenever this dissatisfaction comes up, take that moment to twist and tweak where your manifestations are going, where your goals are, what you're working towards. Make sure you say no fucking stairs, okay? But I see this just random hangout with this friend as being an epiphany turning point for you going forward. So go hang out with all your friends. Go hang out with all the friends. Just saying. Does that make sense, Miss Tabitha? Miss Sylvie. Miss Sylvie. And I will get with you about rescheduling, Miss Tabitha. Same with you, Miss Sylvie. You are so welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. These are not tarot cards, no. Tarot cards are tarot cards. There are 72 of them. Every deck is the same. The artwork is the only thing that changes. Look to the eat. I already did that. Okay, not that many cards, Miss Sylvie. All right. Ready, Miss Sylvie? Are you still here? There she is. Oh, gee, look, I have boba that somebody didn't drink yet. All right. So, these are interesting cards. And an interesting array of them. And you had some weird ones, like a chunk of them pop up over here. And I was like, no, that's too many, and had to put them back and so on. But as I'm looking at these, for some reason, I keep thinking about our last conversation. And maybe you'll see why. Maybe you'll be able to tell me why. Y'all didn't tell me my bangs were sticking up over there. Thanks. So first you have the broom, which is new home or new attitude. Then you have the clouds, which are temporary problems. Then you have the chain, which is being in the right place at the right time. Then you have the crib, which is the birth of a new enterprise, because I don't think it's a new child unless it's a new dog child, fur child. But then you have the dagger, which is fear and worry or a tense situation. And it's really funny because I set them like this, like not straight in a line. Just like that. So let's talk about this new attitude. Let's talk about this new attitude. Because I don't see you moving houses. I don't see you moving your business. I see this as a whole new attitude. A whole new way of looking at something, of working at something. And I meant to say it that way on purpose. Working at something. I'm sure that a lot of you guys here have heard the thing of Every time you move, you get a new broom. You replace your broom, right? That's something I was taught. You move, you get a new broom. You get rid of the old broom, you get a new broom. I would advise you to do something symbolic. This new attitude, this new energy that you are bringing into, well, everything that you touch, I would highly advise you to do something symbolic of that for Sylvie. And this literally could be replacing the broom in your shop, in your business, in your office, in your house. Literally as symbolic as that. Because there's something interesting with the things we talked about in our last chat. The cloud, the temporary problems popping up. I think that doing something symbolic, like switching your brooms out, sweeping that old energy out, sweeping that old, those old issues out, are going to help to do two things. And when I say the first one, you're going to be like, wait, why is that? Like, why is that a good thing? Stirring up dust and letting, you know, when you dust and the sun's shining through the window and you can see all the pretty little dust floating everywhere, and you know it's going to settle back down, but in the moment, you know that you just made a mess. You just got fucking dust everywhere. But where that dust lands doesn't always have to be the same place that it was pushed off of. These temporary problems are exactly that. Temporary. And we all know, sorry, Chimuelo. I don't think that it matters where you live. We all have, was there just a glitch? Interesting. Everybody had a glitch on TikTok. Uh-oh. There's always that saying, like, everywhere, you know, if you don't like the weather here, just wait 5 minutes. Have you guys ever, I know that Sylvie has, but have you guys ever been up high enough on a hill, doesn't even have to be a mountain, high enough on a hill, when clouds roll in and they roll in around you and you're standing in them, and you realize that the thing that looked so solid, that cloud that looked so solid, is not. It's vapor. That's what these temporary problems are. They're like vapor. Might look like a big thing coming at you until it gets around you, and then you kind of are just playing in it. You're just playing in it. That's what I want you to remember. That's what I want you to remember. Doesn't mean not to take them seriously. It doesn't mean not to, you know, be very careful in how you react and so on. You know, don't be ninja chopping the clouds. But I think once the main thing gets to you and you see that it's way more like dispersed than you realize, yeah. But do something symbolic, like tomorrow, ASAP. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to say this, guys. Getting a new broom at any time, you don't have to move to get a new broom. Getting a new broom is really, really symbolic of cleaning out energy. Just so you know. The chain is what's interesting, because it comes after those clouds and the temporary problems. So how you handle those temporary problems and how you react to them is exactly what is going to affect you going forward. And I don't mean some big, huge, hefty thing, but how you react to these clouds when they are coming towards you and when they kind of hit you and you realize, oh my God, this is just like air, it's just vapor, like there's nothing to it. How you react to that, because you can overreact to something and you can overreact to something. Like you can overreact in a bad way, you can overreact in a good way. So how you react is going to affect where you go forward. My advice is going to be to just be channel your inner Vulcan from Star Trek. Channel your inner Spock, because you need to be very, very neutral with this whole thing. You need to be very neutral with the problem when it's coming your way and the good outcome on the other side. You need to be very, very neutral with it. And there are going to be people that say, hey, you're not like taking this as seriously as I thought you were. You're not celebrating like I thought you were. And the reason is because you need to stay very neutral in it. I'm just going to say this. You never know who's watching. You never know who's paying attention. Because the next card is the birth or conception of a new enterprise. And I'm just going to leave that at what it is. I'm just gonna say that and leave it there. The dagger is interesting because I don't think that this has to do with any of this. I think that this right here is all things that have to do with your business, with some of the things that you and I chit chatted about. Bless you. That was a big sneezes. But I think that this right here is something completely different. This is a tense situation. It's like fear, it's worry, it's a tense situation. I don't know if this is with family health, if this is with, I have a feeling this is with family, okay? And I think that this is probably with maybe like health scare, something like that. I don't think it's anything big. I don't think that it's anything to cause a crazy amount of frustration or stress about, but anytime we're worried about people that we love, I mean, it's a tense situation. It is. So just kind of know that that's coming. And I think also this being able to be really, really neutral is going to help with this situation. Because I don't think that this is you, and I don't think that this is immediate family either, like hubby, kid, etc. I don't think that it's immediate family either. But it's still going to cause fear, worry, etc. But yeah. Don't ninja chop the clouds. Don't ninja chop the clouds. Like, that is the funniest mental image. So I've met Sylvie in real life, and she's like the cutest little tiny thing, and she's like a fireball of energy. I literally could see you, like, this is totally something I would do too. What's up, Chris? Thank you so much. I literally could see you up like in the mountains, like trying to chop clouds. Like I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. It'd be great. It'd be funny. I can see that. You probably have. You probably have. So, mods, I just want you to know that Scarly has been in there giggling and laughing with Kirsten like a teenager, and it's been like the cutest thing. Can y'all hear them in there? It's been the cutest thing. Can you hear them? Good. I'm so glad, Sylvie. I'm so glad. Yeah, they've been in there. All right, Miss Brenda, you ready? Would y'all get quiet for? I don't like it. I don't like it when you two teenagers get quiet. You know, ornery shits. Oh, yeah, and the I miss you, mommy comment. That doesn't tell me you were doing anything ornery at all.
Have we just been like giggling in the background of your live the whole time?
Yes, I just got quiet so everybody could listen because it's been cute. I said, these two are in here giggling like fucking teenagers.
We are teenagers.
We are.
What's funny is, Scarly, if I just talked to you on the phone, I could believe that. Especially with you, like, just then. We are.
We
my
are.
God.
I mean, wait a minute. We are evolved, intelligent women. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I love her laugh at you saying that. She just negated your whole seriousness right there.
Go stand outside.
You're messing up my vibe.
You're messing up our vibe. He's never gonna take us to Disneyland now.
They're ridiculous. They are ridiculous. Oh my God, they are ridiculous. Oh my gosh. All right, Miss Brenda, are we ready? Miss Brenda is my last one. You like that, Anna? Y'all, I'm serious. I've been trying to get my kid. Hey, Kirsten. Hey, you're gonna have to film a podcast episode with me and Sass.
Fine, whatever. Get a flashlight.
Why do I need a
It
flashlight?
says owl on it. COWL. OWL.
It does. That's weird. That's weird. That thing is heavy. Don't drop that. It's funny for the size of that. That thing weighs it's heavy.
And I'm holding it right above my toes, and I'm really scared.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Brenda. Thank you for the dinosaur, Miss Anna. All right, we ready? The firecracker. You start off with the firecracker. Excitement. I mean, no, Vlad, you know, he's been strangely quiet today. He got in trouble yesterday. But I will say it's been really funny. Scarly has got to hear him. I think he just likes his own voice. I really do. I've really only known personally like one Pisces man. I know a lot of women that are Pisces, but I only know one dude that's a Pisces, and he really likes to hear his own voice. And Vlad likes to hear his own voice. So I have this weird area in my hallway, and we have these gorgeous wood floors in here. And it's like this crazy little weird shaped alcove, right? Oh, I can put my shoes back on. He goes and he sits in there and he just goes, wow, wow. And it's just so funny. And there's no reason. He just wants to hear his own voice. So those of you guys that know Pisces men, tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm right. Do they like to hear their own voice? All right, Miss Brenda, let's get back to you. Firecracker and excitement. Then you have the dark man. And then you have the horse, which is starting a journey. Okay, short journey, excuse me. There's Vlad, speak of the devil. Then you have bird perch, which is waiting for news. Okay. And then you have the handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Okay. Miss Brenda, what do you do for a living? Your husband was a Pisces. Did he like to talk? Your dad's quiet all the time. He's Pisces. Interesting. You're an RN. Okay. There's a lot of things here about movement, about travel. I don't know if you've thought about doing traveling nursing or anything like that, but be prepared for the opportunity to now when I say move, I don't mean physically move, but I mean like not be going to the same place every single day. Whether being offered a floating position, a traveling nurse position, I don't know. But be prepared for some excitement in the upcoming, really, couple of weeks. And only because we start with the firecracker, am I going to say excitement? This could be anything from, the company you work for, getting a new boss, getting bought out, something. It could be you getting offered a promotion or whatever. But it will have to do with a man that has dark complexion, dark hair. What I find really interesting about this is because it was so specifically was like dark hair, dark skin. Then you have the horse, which is a short journey. That's why I say that this is not like a big move or anything like that. This is literally a little bit of travel. And I don't know if this is something that you've been asking for, but I know with me, when I feel like I get stuck in a rut, I need to travel. I need to go somewhere. I need to be somewhere I've never been or somewhere really far away. This is why I love going to the gem shows. This is why I love going to Tucson. This is why I love going to Denver. This is why I love travel, because it allows me to break the monotony of being in the same place every single fucking day, doing the same fucking thing. So when this opportunity is presented to you, when it pops up, I would really consider taking it. I would really consider taking it, Miss Brenda. Mainly because of the excitement aspect here. Sometimes we don't realize that we're missing excitement in our life, that we're missing that travel, that we've gotten stuck in that day in, day out monotonous aspect until we have the opportunity to travel. And I'm not going to lie, when you get into a position where you do have the freedom to travel, whether it's a floating nurse position, whether it is a traveling nurse, whatever, when you get into a place where you can take off and go and still know that you can pay your bills and make money, it gets addicting. It gets really, really addicting. Another reason why I'm shifting gears from being tied to a shop is that I really love to travel. I really love to travel. And so that is a thing. That is a thing. Be prepared for that. It kind of shows you where you've been stuck in life. The bird perched is interesting because it's next to this handshake. So this is like waiting for news, and then this is a meeting with a stranger that has a good outcome. Traveling puts you in front of some interesting people. Traveling puts you in interesting places. One thing I personally love about travel, and I'm saying this for a reason. The thing that I love the most about travel is you never ever know who you're going to come across. I've come across people like, if some of you guys that have followed me for a long time, Mr. Moon, who is a elder Navajo, and he owns an amazing shop in Holbrook, Arizona. Just randomly stopped at his shop because there were big dinosaurs out front and it looked great. So, yeah, just randomly. I've come across some very, very interesting actors, some directors, some producers. I've come across fans in random places and like the middle of nowhere where I never would expect to be recognized. I've come across people that ended up being an intricate part of my life. So, good night, Miss Sylvie. Pay attention to the strangers that come across your path, especially that have to do with work. Since this over here talks about being able to travel and do stuff with work, oh, I love this. I love this. Sometimes we need to travel and we need to get a change of pace because we can't be in front of the people that we need to be in front of to catapult us somewhere else without movement. The universe is going to always bring you opportunities to put you in the right places. So when this pops up and it allows you to either be a floating RN, be a travel nurse, whatever it is, I'm really going to advise you to take it. I'm really going to advise you to take it because these two down here talk all about being in the right place to meet the right people for something very important. Thank you, Horace. All of this makes me feel like you've been in a holding pattern, that you've been in a holding position, that you've been like just planted. And I know that you lost your husband. And so I know that that can cause you to not want to go anywhere because you don't want to lose time with that memory. Does that make sense? When I lost my mom, I had a really, really hard time looking at her things. Does that make sense? Looking at her things. I had no problem wearing her sweatshirts. I had no problem, smelling the last bit of her perfume. I had no problem doing that. In fact, I did it way too much. Bawled like a bitch every time. But all of the stuff I had to put in storage really quickly because my uncle's a fucking piece of shit. All of the things I had to put in storage really quickly, I couldn't look at. But at the same time, I didn't want to get rid of them. I didn't want to move them. I didn't want to touch them. Nobody else was allowed to touch them. I didn't want to go out there and look at them because they were we had a 4-car garage. They were in part of the garage. But at the same time, like knowing they were there, I didn't want to leave them. Does that make sense? So sometimes we need that movement a little bit to break us out of being stuck. I understand about having a kid in high school, and I understand about that. I do. So maybe take a rotating position first before you move on with traveling. But even a rotating position is going to put you in front of different doctors, different nurses, different admin, different HR. Do you see what I'm saying? Let the travel bug bite you, my friend. Let the travel bug bite you. Because there's obviously somebody very important that needs to be in your path. And I'm glad that made sense to you, Miss Brenda. I'm glad that you said you'd been thinking about travel for a little bit. I'm glad that makes sense. What's up, Vladdy Patty? Aww. I hope it's like a good tearing up. I hope it's a good tearing up. See, Vlad concurs, right? Harmonia said it. I was going to say he had been summoned, but yeah. So probably where Vlad has been is I don't know what's happened the last 2 nights, but I have not been able to go to sleep. I have not been able to stay asleep. I've been tossing and turning like an angry toddler. It's just been weird. And so I've also been on my feet a lot and packing orders and walking and moving and going up down the stairs. Many moons ago, I cracked my hip and it never healed correctly, and so sometimes it hurts like a bitch when I do a lot of physical stuff. So I ordered one of these weird body pillows from Amazon. It's shaped like a bee. It goes up and it comes down and then it comes down around. So it's for a side sleeper to hold you in position. And it came today. It's so funny. It was like in a thing like this, so squished. And I was like, man, as soon as I open this, it's going to go. And it did. It was great. But I guarantee you all of those dogs Vlad has been curled up in the middle of it because I put it on my bed. I guarantee you that's where he's been. I guarantee you that's why we haven't seen or heard from Vlad until just now. I already know. Miss Brenda, I can't wait to see what just movement, even if it's just a rotating position, I can't wait to see who it puts you in front of. I can't wait. Well, I'll let you know how I like this pillow. I went the cheap route because I bought one of those pillows that, you know, it's like a weird bone shape that's supposed to like cradle your face so you don't get like the wrinkles, because I'm a side sleeper, and sometimes like I sleep like this and I wake up with weird lines across my face. I'm like, that's probably not a good thing. So I bought one of these pillows. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, I love that, Miss Brenda. I love that. I spent like $40 on one. Yeah, I don't recommend spending $40 on the one that I spent $40 on. But so I went kind of cheap with the pillow. I only got like a $30 one, but it's humongous. I was surprised. It's like 54 inches long. It's humongous. So I'll let you know. Well, I sleep on satin pillowcases anyway. But the way that you sleep on your face, the way that you sleep, like even getting the wrinkles in here, getting the wrinkles, you know, some ladies have the tree of life right here. I sleep with a pillow. But just think about it. If you're sleeping 8 hours, 7 to 9 hours a night in the same position with your face like this, or, you know, all squished up, like you're going to end up having lines where you shouldn't have lines. And I'm vain, and I'm happy to admit that I'm vain, and that's why I'm happy to order that pillow. But for those of you guys that don't know, satin pillowcases will help to keep your hair from breaking. And so since I've had my hair this color forever, this color gradient forever, I take really good care of my hair. And so I started sleeping on satin pillowcases, and I've noticed a major difference. I started doing it several years ago. I can't keep a satin bonnet on my head to save my life. I don't know why. I can't. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I need some tips. I need some help. But yeah, no, I sleep on satin pillowcases. I have satin sheets on my bed. All the pillows slide right the fuck off. They end up in the floor every night. It's fun. Yeah, that's the thing, Holly, with the eyelashes as well, because I wear strips. I have since I was like 20. But my eyelashes are like white. They're fucking white. And on this side over here, well, really in both corners, I have some that I don't know what DNA has eyelashes like this, but these bitches curl like that. So they curl and they curl back into my eyeball, and it's fucking stupid. So if I sleep on my face like that, it smashes them in there. So yeah. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Your eyebrows are white. This is my natural eyebrows. But thankfully. But yeah, I have white eyelashes. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I'm like a natural redhead. This is because my hair is turning white as I get older, and I'm here for it. But yeah, that's dumb. It's so dumb. But I'm going to let you guys go over here on YouTube, and I will see you tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You've been warned. Yeah. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you hit the like button, all the thingies. I'll see you then.